Well, now, is there anybody else in our audience with a little bit of talent? Oh, it's gone ever so quiet, hasn't it? I've got to find them myself. What about you, sir? What's your name? Yes, you, sir. What's your name, Chuck?
Simon.
Hello, Simon. What's your last name?
Soroka.
Simon Soroka. Now, that is not a British name, is it, Simon?
Well, not really, no.
Where are you from? Where are you originally from?
Ukraine.
The Ukraine. Gosh, we've never had anybody from the Ukraine before. You come and join me on the Cilla Sofa. Tell me all about the Ukraine. Come on, Simon. You sit there, Simon. I bet you'll never guess who wrote me a letter telling me all about you, Simon.
No.
Well, I'll tell you straight away. Well, she's very secretive. It was your dear wife, Cilla, sitting up there. She wrote and told me all about you. And she told me about all your experiences when you were living in the Ukraine. Now, I want to take you back to when you were a teenager. And I'm sure you remember the day when the Nazis came and invaded your village. You were just a boy at a time. How old were you?
16 and a half.
Just 16 and a half. Yes, they rounded you up, and in fact, all the men, and you were taken miles and miles away, and you were forced to work in the Nazi factories. Is that right?
Yes, that's about, yes.
And little did you realise, but that day, that was the last day you were ever going to see your family again. You haven't seen them since.
No, because there was, well, a few days after the Russian occupied.
That's right.
They pushed the German back.
Yes. But, I mean, when the war ended, I mean, you were one of just millions of refugees, weren't you? But you did come and you settled in Britain.
Yes.
You were put in a British refugee camp over here.
Yes.
How long were you in the camp over here?
I was in 2 camps.
2 camps?
Yes, one in Market Harbour for about a month. And then they brought us back to, it's near Plymouth, called Harrowby.
In Plymouth? Well, that is where you settled and got a job, I believe.
Yes.
As a motor mechanic or motor engineer?
Motor engineer, yes.
Well, some years later, you met and married your lovely wife up there, and you raised a family. But you've always wondered about your family back in the Ukraine. In fact, you didn't know whether they were alive or dead, did you?
No, not at all.
And I do believe, Cilla tells me that it was about 5 years ago, when you met a fellow Ukrainian.
Yes.
He was on holiday in Britain. Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, he come to see his nephew. And I met him because he's, well, you know, his nephew, kind of a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he was an architect. And he said that he was traveling from near Lvov to Siberia on a construction. Well, he used to have a month work and month off. And I asked him if he could possibly find what happened.
Well, he did more than this. He made enquiries, didn't he, sweetheart? And he found out that you did have a sister, still alive, and your two brothers. And in fact, shortly after this, it was your sister's daughter, Miroslava, who wrote to you, didn't she? Now, I know you planned to go over and visit them, didn't you? But then you became very ill, and you couldn't because, and you're still, your kidneys failed. And in fact, today, you still have to have dialysis, so you can't travel. So you can't go over to see them. And as if that wasn't bad enough, you did hear from Miroslava a couple of years later that indeed Kathy passed away. And I know that your brother Joseph can't travel over here either because he's also quite ill. He can't travel. But you do have a younger brother, Peter, and he's in the perfect state of health, and he can travel over here. And surprise, surprise, Simon, that's exactly what he's done. He's here. The family you thought you never had. Here's your youngest brother, Peter, all the way from the Ukraine. Come in, Peter. Say hello to your big brother.
Reaching out, holding hands, reliving memories as we smile through the years. The tears, the fears disappear. Life is full, full of surprises. It's surprising how dreams come true. Life is full, full of surprises, and the nicest surprise in my life is you.
Well, that's all we have time for this week, I'm afraid. I'd like to thank everyone who's taken part in tonight's show, especially Gregor Bowman, Toby Anstis, Ultimate Chaos, Russell Grant, Lorraine Kelly, and Elkie Brooks. We'll be back with more surprises next week, so until then, ta-ra for now. Ta-ra!